Every quilt has a story to tell. You know, whether it's who you're making it for or how you were inspired or the design that you chose, the colors that you chose. And we pour our heart and soul into these quilts.
On December 2nd, the stories for 32 quilts being displayed in the Kirksville Arts Center each had a different ending that no one was expecting.
We hadn't even got to see them up and displayed yet. It had just been hung the day before.
Each quilt had varying degrees of damage from the fire. Some just smudges of soot, others turned completely to ashes.
So on Saturday, when the fire was mostly out, they called and said that some of the quilts were brought out by the firemen, and I held it all together until I came up to them, and then it was very emotional.
They just called us, we came out, and they did the best they could and just laid them out there.
The next day, the Arts Association called me at work to apologize to me and tell me, I'm sorry your quilt was lost. That was the most humbling thing to me that they could have done. They had a huge loss themselves.
The way the seams are spun and the care is taken.
Alice Ellenson has been quilting since 1990 and a member of the Hands of Friendship Quilt Guild since 2001. She lost 3 quilts in the fire.
I had one quilt that was made in '96, and it was hand quilted, hand appliqued. Took a lot of time, and I'm really sorry that one left too. And then I had a quilt that was, we called it the angel quilt. In fact, my daughter said, oh no, not the angel quilt.
4-year Hands of Friendship Quilt Guild member Andrea O'Brien lost 2. She estimates it took her about 150 hours total to do them both.
One of the quilts I made was inspired by a picture my son took, and it was new. I made it from new fabrics, but I was really inspired to make that quilt, and I made it, and it would have gone to him someday. And I do plan on remaking a quilt. It probably won't look exactly the same, but it will look similar. But the other quilt was made with fabrics that were left from my grandma who passed away 20 years ago. And then I made this quilt out of them. And I designed the quilt myself, and I did everything from beginning to end. That one will not get remade because I can't remake that one. I don't have any fabric left.
The fabric was special to O'Brien because it was her grandma who taught her how to quilt.
For me, quilting takes me back to my childhood with my grandma and with my mom, and just growing up, learning a lot of skills with sewing and putting fabrics together and learning how to take something and make it into something even more beautiful.
Just as the fabrics are seamed to create quilts of art, the women also joined together to let their true colors help each other create masterpieces.
The community of quilters is something that is like a family, and the sharing of knowledge and tips and information is something that's passed down from member to member to member.
And have grown friendships as tight as the seams they sew.
I have met the best bunch of friends that anybody could ever ask for. They support you 100%. They encourage you.
From one group to another, Hands of Friendship Guild is now offering a hand to help the Arts Center get stitched up again. And now it's up to the community to decide what the next chapter is for the Kirksville Arts Association.
We as a community, we need to all come together to support the Arts Center now. We need to help them rebuild, build bigger,